it's Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be on the midheaven in astrology. Now, you need to know your birth time to be able to calculate this angle in your chart. It is at the top of your chart and it's called the MC. So if you can look up your chart, you'll be able to find that. And this actually shows you your career path, your public image, how people see you, and even the potential for you to, be famous. The Gemini midheaven, people view you publicly as probably quite intelligent, curious, someone who likes to change things up, likes to do things differently, someone who is not very rigid and boring, someone who is interesting, someone who is flirtatious, someone who is curious and exciting and a fun time to be around. And even in your career and your career path, you can be someone who definitely switches up your career ambitions very frequently. Maybe one, year you are very focused on building a business, or, you have this new idea that you just can't let go. And then something comes up and it just piques your interest in a different area, so you pursue that. These people are not afraid to change careers. They are people who usually have many different careers throughout their lifetime. Maybe even in younger years, they work many different types of jobs, and they really want to try everything. So publicly, people can see you as not super stable in your career. Maybe they think, oh, I thought she was doing this, or I thought he was doing that. And then, it's someone that will switch up their career path very frequently. Just because if it's not helping you grow, if you're not learning from it, if it's not interesting you, you're not learning anything from it, it will be something that you'll need to change right away and try something different to kind of satiate that curiosity and that need to always be learning. These people are also people who usually are always in some type of a study group, maybe a university program online, or just some type of studying, constantly. They can be people who really love to read, or who love to read the news, read pop culture. They're very curious about the gossip and what's going on around their neighborhood and in their country and, at their workplace. So they're usually people in the workplace that others go to find out information. They can be someone who people just know, oh, I know that they know what's going on in this area. They know everything. They're the gossipers of the workplace. Gemini is usually seen as being very communicative and chatty, so people will definitely see that in you. Sometimes it can lead to people not feeling like they can trust you with very personal details or with personal information. So it can take a long time for you to actually build that trust up with your employers, your colleagues, your coworkers, and in any type of a public way. Now, it's very important also, if you have a Gemini midheaven, to look to where your Mercury is placed, because Mercury will be ruling your midheaven. So if you have Mercury in Taurus or Pisces or Aries, you want to look at that planet and which house it's in, and if there's any aspects to that planet, because it's going to definitely speak to your career path and how people see you. So for example, someone having a Mercury in Pisces, they maybe will be seen as someone who is a little bit more quiet and mysterious in the workplace. Maybe they're more sensitive, emotional people. They do see you as maybe a little bit unreliable, or that they can't trust you in a way, just because Pisces is very hidden and secretive at times. And Gemini as well is also a little bit unstable. Gemini is not an energy that is easily contained. It's very bubbly, very, all over the place. So people can kind of see you as being someone all over the place. Now, if you have your Mercury in Taurus and you have a Gemini midheaven, people can definitely see you as being a lot more reliable, steadfast. They know they can trust you to finish the job and the project that you say you're going to do, and that you have that ability to finish things out until the end, until completion. Now, as far as a fame indicator on the midheaven, if you have Gemini and you have perhaps Jupiter or Neptune on your midheaven, that can allow for, a lot of really good fortune in your public image. Expansion, it will expand that area. So Jupiter, I always see Jupiter on the midheaven or the ascendant, and Neptune there somehow. And those will just, because Neptune rules Hollywood, it rules mystery, it rules the theater and the arts, a lot of, those creative things, and Jupiter expands that area, makes it bigger. So you will have a lot more chance of, you know, blowing up and being famous for something that you're doing in that creative field. And you know, Gemini, of course, wants to try new things and change things up a lot. So doing something like acting or singing, where you're able to exercise that need for, you know, diversity and multiplicity, that can be definitely a good, you know, expression of that for sure. Now for a Libra midheaven, a Libra is ruled by Venus, and this is a masculine cardinal sign, but it's also an air sign. So these people do really well in careers that are focused on communication or within the art, like an artistic field, because Venus, you know, Venus loves to be in work that she enjoys. You know, she couldn't really do a job, or these people can't really do jobs that they are not interested in or passionate about, or that they don't find value in. They have to find some value in what they're doing to really be able to excel in it. These people can also definitely be seen as people who work well with others, work well in social settings. Maybe they work in a group setting really well. They're usually seen by their employers or their boss or colleagues as people who are very competent and very socially aware, so they can be good like office managers or good artistic directors, marketing directors, because, you know, in those roles they are very creative, and they would allow the person to be able to work with a group of people collaboratively. These people are definitely also people who are very hard workers. I think that they would be seen by their employers as someone who, once they set their mind on something, they will do, you know, whatever it takes to make it happen. And, you know, in the work setting for the individual, it can be kind of a situation where they really need to feel balanced and peaceful about what they're doing and about their day-to-day work. And if they are having issues, you know, with their health or with their relationships, especially like marriage issues, relationship issues with their children or their friends, it will definitely affect their work. And so that's certainly something that they can deal with. These people can also be viewed as very balanced in the work setting, and someone that, you know, they can count on, that your boss can count on, or your colleagues can count on to get the job done. Maybe like you are very chatty, or you are gossipy, or that you're not really like getting down to the point of things, you know, because Libras love to connect. They love to talk. They love to know, you know, the social details of everything. So if you're in a meeting with a Libra or something, and they are continuing to, you know, talk about personal things, sometimes that can cross, you know, boundaries. Libra is also, you know, a sign of communication, and sometimes can be uncertain. They are not always very direct in how they go about doing things, so sometimes their coworkers or their employers can see them as being a little bit like shady, like they're not sure what they're doing. If they're not able to see the results, you know, if they're in a creative field or something and they're not able to really see like, okay, they finished all of these tasks, they can be like, well, what is this person doing? Are they just sitting on social media all day, or are they just talking to their coworkers all day, or, you know, texting their boyfriend? It's definitely important for a Libra midheaven to be in a career that they're able to either be leaders of a team and have these measurable results, or even work in some kind of a negotiation, you know, in sales or something, where they're able to build relationships. And that's a really big portion of what their job actually is, you know, building relationships, account management, things like that. Now, as far as fame, you would definitely want to look to their Venus placement. Is their Venus placement well placed? Is it with Jupiter? Is it with, you know, is it with a malefic like Saturn or Mars? That can definitely dampen its strength. So if you have a very well placed Venus, say Venus in Taurus or Venus in Libra, then that will definitely bring a lot more benefits to that area. I would also, you know, like to see some Neptune around the midheaven, or even Jupiter on the midheaven. Now for your Aquarius midheaven people are people who don't really go by the books. They're not people who typically, you know, find a lot of value in standard ways of like living your life and of public recognition. They're not people who crave like fame, or who really typically are, you know, following the career paths of what they're supposed to do, like going to university and going to work at these corporations. They usually find more unique, innovative ways of living their life, and they're usually known for that. Their image is someone who's unique, original, you know, someone that is an innovator, that has a bit of a difficult time maybe working for other people or answering to a boss, especially if the boss is controlling, if they're not allowing, you know, if they don't if they don't let the Aquarius midheaven person be an individual and be who they are meant to be, these people definitely need to stand out in their workplace, and they need to be given a lot of freedom and flexibility. So if they can do something in like a tech industry or some type of a maybe engineering or architecture where they're able to really just use their, you know, innovative ideas and their creativity to make something work, to make some, you know, to put something together, to work with all of the pieces of the puzzle to make something, you know, brilliant and, you know, innovative. I think technology is usually something that you see with these people. They need to really just be true to who they are, and their appearance itself can be, you know, a little bit on the weirder or unique side. They're not people that usually follow very strict particular, you know, dress codes. Like they wouldn't really enjoy a career that they wouldn't be able to dress how they want to dress, or even, you know, dye their hair or wear, you know, tattoos, piercings, things like that. They're, you know, they're more unique in that way. So maybe a, you know, a hairdresser where they're running their own company and they are able to have unique, interesting, you know, hairstyles and makeup and tattoos and all of that. That would be something that they definitely would want. You know, they also like to be a part of businesses that are getting started, you know, new things, exciting things, things that are, you know, require a lot of change and uniqueness. So a startup or working for a company that even they can do some humanitarian types of work would be definitely something an Aquarius midheaven would do. Now, as far as fame goes, I would see them being, you know, you want to look for Saturn because traditionally Saturn rules Aquarius. So you want to see that that is well placed either in Aquarius or Capricorn or another sign that it does well in. And you don't want to see, you know, too many bad aspects from Mars, or even if it was, you know, Saturn conjunct the sun, I think that could restrict the person's, you know, individual expression. But Aquarius is a unique energy, and having it on the midheaven will draw you to careers and, you know, possible fame in like a certain niche, I would say. You know, if you could find something that is really your specialty and that you can uniquely do and bring some new, you know, a new vision to it, I think that would be something that would definitely increase the probability of having some fame throughout your life, or that public recognition, because people definitely do look to you as an authority, and they will look to your opinions and your theories and your ideas as being the truth. People don't really look to Aquarius as being a sign that is deceitful or that lies very much. So, you know, they will value your knowledge if you're putting it out there into the world. And again, we would, you know, definitely like to see some Jupiter or Venus on the midheaven, or even on the ascendant, if you have it, you know, on the other angles, like have your Neptune or Jupiter on the rising sign. That can even encourage some good fortune in that arena. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment your feedback. My link is in the description box if you'd like to book a reading with me. I'll be finishing up the rest of the signs and my take on their midheaven in the coming days. So please remember to subscribe and hit the bell notifications so you are notified when I make new videos. Have a great day. Bye.